Hi, I'm Jess and welcome to Gumnut Station. I'm a wife, parent of a first grader, and a full-time environmental scientist working. My goal is to prepare about 5 activities for my child to do that'll last about 30 minutes each, but only take me about 5 or 10 minutes on a Sunday night to prepare them. The first one I have for this week is a measuring perimeter exercise. Very few supplies needed. All you need is a piece of paper or a lined piece of paper or a blank one. Make some columns. Here I have, what is it? I want them to make a guess of how long the perimeter is. And you can use centimeters or inches depending on where you are. And then I want them to measure the perimeter and write down the answer. And then at the end, something else they can do is go through and rank the size, with 1 being the largest. And all we need for this, piece of paper, a ruler, and a piece of string. So they'll get to learn how to measure things that don't just that aren't straight. And you might need to show them once how to do it. For example, if you're wrapping this around a chair, go ahead and wrap it around, show them how to do it. Put your finger on the spot and then lay it down on the ground and then use your ruler to measure. So I think that one will probably take about 30 minutes depending on how many they do. And you can use the back as well if they really like the activity. Another fun one for this week is I thought about making a prehistoric creature and using some clay to help with that. They can make whatever they want, so it's creative but also science-minded. All I did, for supplies, I had some clay. This is polymer clay. You can use any kind of air dry clay or even oven clay if you have it. Ask them to roll it out, or you might have to do it for them. That's okay. And then really for this job, for this activity, that's all the work you need to do. Flatten it out and then give them a few tools to use. This is one of the ones that I made. And for this, I actually used a shell to make this part of it. And then I used some scissors even to make little indentations. You can make any kind of fossil that you want. So that's what I did. This is the one that my daughter did. She also liked this shell, so she put a shell in there. And then she actually used the end of the rolling pin to add other fossils to it. Now to extend this further, I just have a sheet of paper, which is one of the ones that the school gives her. And I just wrote, what would your prehistoric creature look like? So the goal was to make a fossil and then think about what would it look like if you were to draw the creature that you made, and then ask them to describe it. That one could take about 30 minutes as well, depending on how many times they try playing around with the clay. But you could really use anything to make the indentations of your fossil. I also tried a paper clip at some point, little dots, or laying it flat. They can do whatever they want to do. Another activity I have here is, it's a fun one. It's for the social emotional learning side of things. And I thought, wouldn't it be fun to put together what they think is a recipe for friendship? So you don't have to cut it into a heart if you don't want to. Our family likes hearts, so I did. And I cut out a measuring cup and I put down friendship recipe. What ingredients do you need for a good friendship? And what I want to do, and this is how I would explain it, is you could make little hearts or just little circles or cut out squares, whatever you want, and ask the child to write down all the things that they think are important in a friendship to be a good friend. So someone who's kind, or someone who's truthful, or someone who will be there when you need them, or however they want to write it for them. And then they can stick it in the measuring cup. They can also think about, you can ask them if they have those ingredients in themselves, if they show that to other people. All right, another one that's pretty fun. This was my daughter had done all of her science, math, English, everything for the day. So I thought about she likes cupcakes, she likes sweets. We don't have a lot of them, and so it's a big novelty. But I just made a white cutout of a cupcake, and I asked her to think about what kind of cupcake would she like. It could be anything. It could have candy inside, on top, layers, whatever she wanted. And I asked her to make it, and I prepared little labels, and then she wrote down all the different features of her cupcake. So this was just a design your own cupcake to have fun at the end of the day. This one we actually made on the very first day of being home from school during the coronavirus. And this one is another fun one, but it also keeps track of how many books your child has read over this break. We don't know how long it's going to be, but I thought I'd give her an opportunity to make her own list and keep track of how many books she's read. So just gave pieces of paper, and she cut out these hearts, and she feels proud when she gets to add more to the list. So making a book list can take some time as well. It's really up to them what they want to add. Thanks for watching. If you find this useful, feel free to subscribe or share, and you can leave comments below. I just want to say thanks to all my friends and everyone else who's been so supportive of the channel. Thanks so much. So I hope those are helpful ideas for you this week, trying to incorporate some fun, social emotional learning, some science, social studies, measuring, and hopefully that'll use up some time so you can get some things done if you need to. Hang in there. Have a good week.